Yeah, good day, guys. How you doing? I hope you're having a very good time. Welcome to today's stream. I hope you are going to learn a lot in today's stream. Today we'll be talking about something which is very prevalent now in most organizations. Nowadays, organizations are moving away from the traditional way of rolling out applications, databases, servers, and the likes. I'm moving into something more easier and something better, which is called the infrastructure as code. That is, they are representing their infrastructures as code, which makes it very easy and very comfortable to provision and servers to make changes and to do whatever you want to do at just writing a few lines of code and getting things done immediately as soon as possible. So today we'll be talking about what IAC could do, what the way companies have moved away from the traditional way of rolling out applications and servers. So this is a just a short description. So a company, for example, now wants to roll out an application. So this rolling out, will have to be sent to the business analyst. So the business, this is the server, for example. They want to roll out the server, so it's sent to the business analyst, and the business analyst sends it to the technical lead. So the technical lead is going to design, all the physical attributes, the way the application is going to be deployed, and other things such as the type, the spec, the number of servers, and the number of servers that are needed, the database, the load balancing, and whatnot, and every other things like that. So this is taking time already, and then they will have to order for these things. So after these things has been ordered, so it's going to take weeks as well. It's going to take a very long time before it arrives into the company, and whenever it arrives into the company, various aspects of company employee will start working on this server, ranging from the field engineer. So they will be in charge of the this equipment that were procured, and also the system admin will have to make some initial settings about the network, and also we have the system admin as well. The system admin will also have to make some changes as well and make sure everything is working fine. So the backup admin also comes to configure the backup and whatnot, and the storage admin as well. So looking at this, it's already taking months for us just to for us to create just to roll out an app, or just to create a server in an organization, which is quite difficult, and sometimes it might not meet the business needs sometimes. So that is the reason why something better and something more adequate is out, which is called the infrastructure as code. So the infrastructure as code, it simply means representing the infrastructures of your organization as code. It starts with um, your servers, your database, routers, everything, having them as a code. So in a matter of minutes, the code provision servers without issue. So instead of taking months, or instead of taking weeks. So now this also helps to eliminate time wastage, human error, like the expenses, and also the wasted resources, and slow deployment. So having IAC is let me call it mandatory. It's not really mandatory, but it's better, and it makes life easy for the organization's employee. And also this IAC is supported by various cloud support and cloud providers, such as the AWS and GCP, that is the Google Cloud platform, and the Azure. So this application, this language makes it easy, makes life easy for you to provision servers, for you to provision databases online without issue. So it makes life easy for everyone. And example may include the Ansible, the Terraform, Chef, Puppet. Uh, uh, there are a lot of things like that. We have the Docker as well, so which makes it very easy for us to roll out applications, for us to roll out servers and databases or whatever you want to roll out in a matter of minutes. So in IAC you can manage any infrastructural deployment and component just using code. So it doesn't require any programming knowledge or development skills to build. So all you just have to do is use the formatting of the language required. So mostly they are usually written in YAML format. That is a YAML file. So uh, there are differences to these languages, so that just as the Ansible, the way you are going to write Ansible is not the way you're going to write the Terraform. It's not the way you're going to write Puppet and Chef. And they also have various uses. So why Terraform? So the first thing we have to think is that it is free and it is open source. Let's say why IAC? So it is free and open source. So we'll be talking more about Terraform in the future. So probably in the upcoming live section we'll be talking about Terraform. So one of the importance of IAC most of the time is that they are usually, mostly, not all the time, that they are mostly open source. They are easy to write, so they are easy to create and destroy infrastructures online. So they support various clouds providers, and you could make changes to different cloud with different servers at a time with using just a simple code, or just using a simple file, a simple YAML file to make changes, to make updates, to install softwares on your servers using just this simple declarative language. So what are the type of IAC? We have the three types. We have the configuration management, we have the server templating, and we have the provisioning management. So the examples of the configuration management. So basically what the configuration management does is that it helps to update or to install or to make changes to configurations in a remote system. So examples, we have the Ansible, we have the Puppet, and we have the salt stack and etc. The server templating, so examples, we have the Docker, which is very popular. So we have a video on Docker, so which I'm going to link below. So it takes you from the beginner to to intermediate level, and we solved we were able to deploy a voting app which was developed by Docker, using Docker to do all these things and linking different databases with applications, so to make the application work. So we have the Docker, we have the HPacker, we have the Square Vagrant. So we have the Vagrant as well. So what about the provisioning management tools? So examples are the Terraform. We have the Terraform CloudFormation. So these provisioning management tools, they are used to provision servers online. So they are used to create or to make to create servers, to create database, to create what's not, anything you want online which is accessible, such as the EC2 instance, DynamoDB, and anything using just a simple declarative code written in YAML file. You could be creating an S3 bucket within just a minute, or making changes to any servers online. As a result, or creating or destroying as well. So which makes a lot of sense, and it is very easy to do. So we'll be looking at mostly Terraform and Ansible in the upcoming classes. So I hope you'll be able to learn a lot as a result of that. So Terraform and Ansible, these are very powerful tools which we'll be discussing in the upcoming class. So basically, let me give you the idea of what I'm saying in a diagrammatic format. So we have this your YAML file. So dot YAML is either YAML or YML. So for the configuration management, you want to make changes to your Ubuntu server, which is remote. So this is an Ubuntu server. So these Ubuntu servers, you could install Nginx on it from your system using just a simple declarative file here. So it's just going to, you are going to just write the files, the configurations you want to be installed, then you run the code, so declaring the servers, IP address and any other useful information. Probably you're going to SSH into the server at first and make those changes. So when you run this tool and the server, it's immediately make the changes and you have your Nginx or the MySQL or whatever you want to be installed in this server. And it also made a lot of sense that you could add a lot of, probably 3, 4, 5, 6 servers at once, which makes life easier for you if you are controlling a lot of servers. So you don't have to do everything one by one. So you could just specify it and update or make changes or add or install services on this server here or other servers. So this about the Ansible or the configuration management. So we have the provisioning management tools. So it's also usually in YAML file. So it's very important to learn about YAML. We'll be talking about YAML later in the future, probably in the next section as well. So here, this YAML file, you have, you might have a lot of, you have AWS, you have GCP, which is a Google Cloud platform. You have the Azure, here. So here you're going to just declare providers of of these. We have to declare a provider, probably such as the AWS or the GCP or the Azure. So for example, you want to add an S3 bucket. So the provider is going to be like something like AWS S3 bucket. Sorry about the I'm not used to using this marker and it's quite difficult. So you're going to just add the provider button here. So we have the provider and the provider type. We are going to go in depth into that when we're talking about Terraform. So you have to declare the name of your S3 bucket here and other information that is needed. So you could be creating an S3 bucket without using the management console in the AWS platform. So using just a simple file, you could create hundreds of S3 bucket without wasting any time. You could add some permissions to the S3 bucket, policies and stuff like that, and or whatnot, anything you want to do on AWS. So it is usually possible using this provisioning servers. So as per the server templating such as Docker, so whenever you have an we have a course on that. So we have a live stream we did, I think, some days ago on that. Whenever you have issue about compatibility matrices, or you have issue about installing a version of the software, or a developer in your company wants to access the software. So it's very easy for them to get there, for you as a DevOps engineer to get this sorted for them. So just bundle this application by installing the version they want. So, and you just you build the file and you send it to them, and all they just have to do is to run these files, and they have their servers running on their system. So it's just as easy as this. So this is just the basic information you need about IAC. So it's just representing your infrastructure as a code, which makes a lot of sense, which makes life easier for people as well, for engineers, for the DevOps engineers or whatnot. So I hope you've learned something new today. So we'll be meeting in our next stream. I hope you have a very good time. Bye.